the current lockdown and explain the rationale for either extending it or reducing it. So that's going to be the moment when we hear some more news about that. And really, as I said, the numbers on your screen, we are trying to get in contact with Mohammed Shafaqat Saab. So if he's watching this, struggling with a connection to your Skype, but if you can get in touch with us on the phone, I'm sure we can have that conversation. 01924 231 083 is our number. I wanted to talk to Mohammed Shafaqat about what's going on in Sheffield and really talk to him about his role as a broadcaster and a radio presenter. But we've seen it in terms of the curve that the numbers are going up. And one of the other things that you might have not noticed about today, I'm a news junkie, so I watch all these sort of things. We know that of the 43 people who were announced that died today, from the number that were announced, there were 43 people who died in March. So it's not 43 people who died today, it's 43 people whose deaths from COVID-19 were confirmed, and they were only confirmed today, so they were added to today's numbers. And we may see a lot of that going on in the next few days, where they're playing catch-up into trying to get an accurate number in terms of people who died from the COVID-19 virus in homes and in care homes and out there in the community. Now, there's two major trials going on at the moment in terms of trying to get a vaccine. There's the University of Oxford one, which according to the experts, they're looking very, very promising, but we wouldn't get a vaccine this side of the year. So what do we need to do to maintain our social distancing and maintain and protect the people that we love? Now, all of us watching this, you're watching this at home, I'm watching you down the camera line into your living rooms, will know of family members who are having to self-isolate. I've not seen my mother for a few weeks because she's in the vulnerable category. She suffers from diabetes, and therefore we can't go and see her like we used to go and see her. We can't have her round our homes for iftari. And it's the same in every household in this country. And we're having to take those precautions. We're taking those precautions because we love our parents, we love our grandparents, and we want to make sure that they are safe. 01924 231 083 is the number. If you're on Twitter or on Facebook, it's British Muslim TV. What we've got to do is we've got to remain steadfast. Continue to abide by the rules. Continue to stay at home. Only leave home if you're going for essential shopping, or you're going for a walk, or your daily hour exercise. And make sure that you protect yourself and your families. And there was one other story that I want to share with you as we head towards the end of the programme. And that was about the NHS have put out an emergency notice in terms of a strain of the COVID-19 virus, coronavirus, that has been found in a number of children who've been admitted to hospital. Remember, at the beginning of this crisis, we were told, oh, the young people, the children and the young people, they'll be fine. They're not going to get it. Their immune system's strong enough and they'll be fine. But it turns out that they are as vulnerable, as the elderly. And so it's important that we continue to protect ourselves and our children. So keep your children at home and don't put them in the line. I will tweet out at MShafiq UK the link to the article. It was on the BBC yesterday and all broadcasters covered it yesterday. I think it's really important that you read that because it shows you that there are lots of healthy children were given, ended up getting the virus and were seriously in hospital. So it does affect everybody. My guest, I was hoping would be able to see him here he is, Mohammed Shafaqat Saab. Finally. Now, there's a little secret here. Me and Mohammed Shafaqat have been trying to do a joint broadcast on Facebook and Twitter and God knows what else. And there's always been something that just doesn't make it happen. And I kind of sort of thought it was deja vu. Now, Mohammed Shafaqat is a broadcaster. He's a radio journalist from Sheffield. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to program, Shafaqat.
Wa alaikum salam, and to all your viewers as well on British Muslim TV. I'm not a technical person, and me and you need to stop meeting like this. You need to call me into the studio.
Yeah, I know. We should have. And once this restriction is over, I'm really looking forward to welcoming you to the studio. How is life for you as a radio broadcaster? Because you do radio programs. And what's the conversation on your radio program?
Shafiq in Sheffield, I'm on Link FM, and we yesterday my show linking with the community, and we were talking mainly yesterday. We've been talking to key workers, we've been talking to taxi drivers yesterday as well. We're mainly focusing on people, how they coping in the lockdown, and how they are family life, and then in particular work-wise and daily life, really. Just people in Urdu, Punjabi, we've got various programs on these issues, because I think any form of medium like yourself or radio, social media is very powerful, and I've been doing a lot of social media work as well, because people just want somebody to talk to as well. They just want to. A lot of people are stressed, and I listened to Aisha talking about a lot of issues on domestic abuse and things. These things are happening, so people just need somebody to talk to, and just a reassurance as well in this current climate.
Yeah, really interesting in terms of what life is like for a radio broadcaster. But in a sense, people are staying at home, aren't they? And they're following the rules. The mosque are closed. What's the situation like in Sheffield?
Sheffield, alhamdulillah, we are following the rules, and people are going, maybe one or two people, the imam and one or two people are going to the masjid just to keep the masjid abad, which is good. But overall, lockdown has been definitely been followed, and it should be followed, because it's for our own well-being. And I remember the time, when terrorism was rife, and the Muslim community ourselves, we always quote that if you save one, like saving one life is like saving the whole of humanity. Well, this is much more serious.
Lose you there. Okay.
Sorry?
We just lost you for a second there. You lost your sound,
okay.
But yeah. But so the important thing, people are following the rules. They're staying at home. The mosques are closed, obviously, for the public.
Yeah.
How are you coping with your family, with the boys? What's going on? How do you spend that time? I know our beloved sister is keeping you in check, isn't she?
She's looking at me through the kitchen window right now, so I've got to be very careful what I say.
You have to be very careful what you say, because you'll be in big trouble.
We go to work, and we all have our own space. Now we're all in a confined space. It's not Pakistan open spaces, but in England houses, it's difficult. So the children and everything, we do get on each other's nerves. We do have conversations, that sometimes, especially fasting as well now, the sugar levels are low. So, but overall, alhamdulillah, it's been good time, quality time spent with family, children. We discuss stuff. We discuss about what's happening on in the country, across the globe with this virus. And because I said to them that you are young, but my generation and somebody who's 100 years old has not seen something like this. So in your young teenage years, you will be telling your grandchildren, inshallah, about this, and they'll probably won't be able to relate to it. So I said, you're living in very fascinating times and interesting times we are. This is unprecedented in our lifetime.
This is that generation, the coronavirus generation, the COVID-19 generation,
That's right. And congratulations to Boris Johnson as well. He's become a father, Boris Johnson, today. So as a Prime Minister of this country, looking back, he'll tell his own child that you were born when the country was locked down and I was Prime Minister of the country. So it's fascinating times.
I was 3 weeks before I recovered in hospital. It was really interesting. Tell me about Pakistan. Now, we've had Zulfi Bukhari on. I've got him on my Facebook Live next week. What do you make of how Pakistan has handled this crisis?
Pakistan was a bit of a slow...
Can I just take a call? Let's take a call. Line 1. Assalamu alaikum. You're live on British Muslim TV. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. It's Zahir from London.
Hello, Zahir. How are you doing, my brother?
Alhamdulillah. I would like to say Jazakallah to you and Muhammad Shafiq for a wonderful show, and to Muhammad Shafaqat as well. So hopefully you do a show called SOS.
Oh, it's Zahir Haq. It's Zahir Haq.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the one and only.
The one and only.
So alhamdulillah, you should do a show together called SOS.
Yeah, good idea. Let's see if we can send out.
Because people need a lot of advice, and I'm sure Muhammad Shafaqat can do the cooking, and you can do the gardening or something like that.
Do you know what, Zahid Saab? I don't know if you've just seen this breaking news. I know you're off social media, but apparently the football season is going to be scrapped. Null and void.
I'm up to date with everything. You know me.
Oh, are you up to date? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So they're looking at 8th of June at the moment.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I really think that's irresponsible on the part of the Football Association.
I think it'll probably happen in August time, to be realistic, not earlier than that.
Okay. Well, just for our viewers' sake, you should know that Zahir Haq is a Liverpool supporter. And
I will definitely need to come in there. Being a Liverpool supporter, the first time they were going to win something after 30 years, and the world has been locked down. So please, Liverpool fans, maaf karo yaar.
Mohammed Shafaqat, I have to correct you there. We are still the reigning European champions, and we have won it.
Good dua for you that you do get the trophy end of the season, Zahid. Nice talking to you, and stay safe wherever you are.
Thank you so much.
At the moment, you never know. If they scrap the Champions League, we still retain the trophy if they do another.
Yeah, well, I'd rather that happen than you get the league and have to wait another year. That'd be 31
Champions
years.
League. No, inshallah, I think the league will happen. But obviously, first of all, Ramzan Mubarak to all the viewers and yourself.
Thank you so much.
And we've all been affected by the coronavirus.
You have, and I know you've recovered from it, so thank you so much. I would have loved to talk to you. I'm just conscious. Thank you so much, Zahir Haq there. Keep safe, my brother, and pray for the Ummah, and pray for everybody, inshallah. Jazakallah, Zahir Haq there. A good friend of yours and mine.
Yes.
And sadly, tragically, he's a Liverpool fan. But I'm impartial, so I'm not going to say anything. I could see. So, Shafaqat, Pakistan we were talking about. The World Health Organization said Pakistan was ahead of many other countries in terms of its testing and in terms of its screening. But the experience of overseas Pakistanis has not been very good. And now Imran Khan, the Prime Minister, has got his begging bowl out, asking for money for another appeal. I mean, how do you make how things are in Pakistan?
I mean, like you said, Pakistan was done well for a country that's already in great economic difficulties, and they appealed to the G20 to, help, with the loans, write off, and the IMF has given them some more money. Yes, I agree that Imran Khan has done an appeal, but it is a difficult time for overseas, in particular Pakistanis, to help out in this current climate, because most of overseas Pakistani diaspora is self-employed. Yeah. They're not working themselves. And I agree with you that the PIA, their conduct, people having tickets 2 to 3 times they were buying tickets, and been harsh criticism on PIA, rightly so. But then again, if we look at the other side, some of the most advanced countries in the world, the UK, the USA, late starters, look at the situation here, right home here as well. And what about the British government? And they put aside £75 million to bring people back from across the world. But India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, they were very late on that, and still I don't think British Airways sent any planes to Pakistan. It was Qatar Airlines who brought people out. PAA had to start flights.
Yeah.
Some of the islands were happy with the situation. They were not willing to work under current situation, without the PPEs, etc.
Yeah. To be fair to Christian Turner, who's the British High Commissioner in Pakistan, he was leaned on by PIA, saying, "No, don't worry, we'll put the flights on and get people out." But obviously that didn't work well, and then Qatar Airways were given the contract. Lots of people come back, 10,000 already apparently from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. Lots more flights later on this end of this week, I think. A few more coming through as well, so lots of people coming on. What's the future in terms of how once we come out of this, how will life be different for people?
Shafiq, I'll assure you, I've been reading different across the broadsheets from the US to China to the Middle East, everywhere. I see this is definitely going to be a new world we're going to come into, because economic-wise, it's going to be very difficult. Some countries are going to lose a lot of jobs. Migrants, what's going to happen about them in the future? Will there be economic migrants more? Because if the weak economies might collapse, so they'll want to move more towards Europe as well. Secondly, traveling. I don't think traveling will be the same again. I think, this vaccine, talk about the vaccine, you need to have the vaccine. They're saying, 12 months to a year. Will you be allowed to travel to other countries without the vaccine? Who knows? I just see a very different time. And will people go more on holidays to hotspots where they thought there was, the cases were more? or will countries allow people to travel from countries that, like the China, the Italies, the Spains, even the UK, America, where there were more cases. America's got 1 million positive cases now, more than anybody, 60,000 fatalities. So the world is definitely going to change. Also Australia and countries like that saying there needs to be an inquiry. They're looking at, taking China, investigating China's initial response. China's not happy. The response has been harsh. You know what? I can see a Cold War coming again between China and the Western world in particular. They're talking about, taking China to the lawsuits, courts, $20 trillion.
Lots of Shafaqat Saab, sorry, lots of politics and lots of things happening. Final question.
Gigi.
What's on the menu tonight in the Shafaqat household?
Well, there's some chicken, there's some dal, there's some pakode, samosa, and I think biryani, all different stuff, then a nice dessert. My daughter's Mariam made a very nice dessert for us as well, so mashallah.
Well, I'm looking forward to coming and having iftari with you or having a meal with you after this is all over.
Inshallah, my brother, you're always welcome, and stay blessed, stay safe, and salam to your family, and you're doing great work, and British Muslim TV, well done, which is much needed. The community needs the Muslim media in particular to be on the forefront of this.
Thank you very much, Mohammed Shafaqat there, who's a radio broadcaster presenter from Sheffield, giving us what's happening in Sheffield. Thank you so much for being my guest. Apologies for the length of the miscommunication there, but thank you so much. I don't know how long I've got left. 30 seconds. Thank you so much. As you head in towards your iftari here in the UK and across Europe, remember the needy and the poor. After me, there is going to be the every night charity appeal. Please give generously and help the most needy people around the world. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back same time next week, 5:30 on Wednesday, with a new number of guests, and we'll learn more about the people. Please take care of yourself and each other. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم.
I pull a cord and the light comes on. However, this verse talks about a very different idea of light. It talks about God. When you try to understand God, we can't give him a shape or a form. So how do we understand the presence of God? And this verse tells us exactly that God is the light of the heavens and the earth. And then we are reminded of, try to make a comparison. Not that we can make a comparison, but for our own understanding. Before the advent of electricity, it was all about oil lamps. And think of this beautiful oil lamp in a niche, protected from the elements. Not only that, but the glass, perhaps clearful, perhaps colorful. And the oil used in it, of pristine quality, the best kind of olive oil to burn the lamp. Oil so vibrant that even without setting it alight, it would glow. to use that kind of oil to light this lamp, which is in a beautiful glass lamp in a niche. The light that emanates from that glows from that would be so beautiful. God is even more beautiful than that. And the light of God permeates further than this beautiful lamp's light would permeate. We need to open our hearts and allow the light of God into our lives.
Hello, guys.
Today's show is all about animals.
Babies.
Social media challenge. Pranks. Criminals. With lots of hilarious clips. Stay tuned. Enjoy yourselves.
I realized early on that something was wrong. My daughter. She could not speak. She was diagnosed with autism. I was in a new country and I did not know how to cope with it. We had no friends and no family. We had no support. I tried to socialize with other parents, but I went into severe depression. My daughter. She had delayed milestones. She did not walk on time. She could not speak properly. But my life changed when I met Barnardos. They have supported me in ways that I cannot describe in words. They have given me a confidence and made me able to help my daughter. Now, I'm giving back. I'm working with Barnardos to help other parents like me because I know